But onto the polls. So, for the first poll, who is the best horror director of all time? Okay, so we have three options here, and then I gave kind of like a other blanket option.
And just to remind the audience, Sam, these are real polls that you published on YouTube that have a limited multiple choice, and you're about to reveal that to us. Okay, go ahead.
Yes. Okay. So coming in first place is actually a tie. I think this is the first tie we've ever had on this segment. I'm pretty sure. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure.
I've never seen a tie. I've never seen it.
Okay, so this is it. This is the first time. Okay, so we have a tie for first place between John Carpenter and George Romero at 39%. And then coming in, I guess at second, that would mean, or third, would be Wes Craven with 13%. And then final would be the other category, which is sort of a blanket at 10%. Now, the one thing I would like to mention with that is I used an image of Sam Raimi for the other category. Multiple comments discouraging the use of Sam Raimi. People are not a fan of Sam Raimi, which I didn't understand. But
I don't. What's wrong with Sam Raimi?
I love Sam Raimi.
Yeah, Sam Raimi.
Now, what's the?
Yeah,
Go ahead, Aaron.
He's one of my favorites. Like he would be probably second to John Carpenter, but I think Sam Raimi definitely deserves a spot in there for director.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't. Also, the surprise there is Wes Craven, right? So he's the guy who we might not put in this podcast at number one, but if you asked someone on the sidewalk who isn't into horror films, name a horror director, they're probably going to say Wes Craven.
Yeah.
Right. So it's a little bit. So are we saying, and are the people saying Wes is like, and no shade to Wes, if you're watching this, Wes, but it's like, are we saying he's overrated? Are the people in the poll saying he's overrated? What do we think about that?
I think maybe I really like Wes Craven personally. So I love Scream. I think Nightmare on Elm Street's.
Scream introduced like a new genre of horror film. So I mean, how can you
and spoof films? So that's how you know you're on point. When people are spoofing your stuff, you did something right.
What do you guys think, Josh, Aaron?
Well, I think if the Wayans brothers redid Chest, it would make my. You're right. I mean, Scream did. It does open up this other genre of things. I think John Carpenter is definitely up there. I mean, I like all of those. I think Aaron's got his personal opinions about Sam Raimi because while you guys were talking, by the way, you can't see this. I'm looking around Aaron's room. There's so much Evil Dead stuff in here on the back of his Jeep. This is how I know because Aaron drives a red Jeep, the one that's in Chest and also in Jeffrey's Hell. That's his personal Jeep. And on the back of the Jeep, because you can see this in the movie, he has the spare tire cover is Ash from the Evil Dead with the chainsaw hand.
Actually, Army of Darkness.
Sorry. Army of Darkness. Yeah, he didn't get the chainsaw hand until then. But, yeah, he's a big fan to say the least. So as soon as you said Sam Raimi, I'm like, well, I'm going to put the mic down.
John Carpenter's. I mean, The Thing is one of my favorite horror movies of all time. It's just unbelievable movie, and one that I think is. I was just thinking of it, and now it slipped my mind.
John Carpenter.
We already talked about John Carpenter.
Well,
I'll
Aaron,
figure it out.
maybe you were going to say this because I thought the huge omission in all this was Hitchcock.
Alfred
Hitchcock. Alfred.
Yeah,
Definitely,
Alfred
yeah.
Hitchcock.
Well, that was that was on Sam. I mean,
well, no, I know, but I'm saying he did give another category where people would comment and
do write-ins.
Yep.
Yeah. Did anybody mention Hitchcock in this, Sam? In the other category?
As of earlier today, I did not see any. That doesn't
That's
mean
crazy.
That there aren't any. But yeah, I just noticed the big Sam Raimi hate mainly. I saw someone say Mike Flanagan threw his name in there.
Well, I mean that's not bad, but that's also pretty new.
Yeah.
Doing a little research.
One thing I will say about
Sam
John Carpenter also, the reason why I like John Carpenter so much is because he did his own scores, for the majority of, and my favorite John Carpenter movie is not Halloween. It's not The Thing. It's A Day to Live with Rowdy Roddy Piper. It's probably in the top 10 favorite movies
That
of all
score
time for me
is maddening though.
because that score is so good. And Roddy Piper is an underrated actor. He should have done more than that in Hell Comes to Frogtown.
Hell Comes to Frogtown's a great movie.
But that's
you got me there. Now I got to think. I'm going to
write
go
this
watch
down
Roddy
too.
Piper, man.
Hell
because
Comes to
I almost
Frogtown.
forgot about him in
I'm writing it
movies.
down,
Like
too.
he was good. He was good.
In They Live, the fight scene between Roddy Piper and Keith David is, I think it's 9 minutes long. I timed it one time. It is one of the most ridiculous fight scenes in any movie.
So good.
And it's just them
Yeah,
wrestling.
I have to watch it.
It's
I
an
had a
underrated
Roddy
movie.
Piper action figure as a kid, Nick.
Didn't we all, bro? Come on now.
Yeah, I had it, the rubber one.
Could be a kid. not have
Yeah.
it.
Right, exactly.
I didn't realize till I was an adult that all those action figures are made out of dildo material.
Hey,
They had
I
us
don't even know
playing.
what to say.
They had us
No, no,
playing.
wait,
with-
wait.
They
No,
had
no,
us
no, no.
playing. They had us playing with dildo
No.
material.
I
when we
like
were
to think
kids.
that all dildos are
Gentlemen,
made out of
gentlemen.
Roddy Piper material.
Exactly. There you go. That's
Gentlemen, I'm sorry to break it to you, but
No. I was gonna say this, Chris. I was like, no,
Big-
they weren't made. They
big-
weren't
big-
made
big
out of
corporate
dildo
businesses
material.
had us playing with
They
big
weren't
dildo
made out of
material as
dildo
children.
material.
As
They
children.
were all dildos.
they were all dildos. Yes, they were all very, very uncomfortable, misshapen dildos. Yeah, I just thought I'd drop that on you guys. You know,
Yep. The
sorry
other
to
don't
ruin.
want it on
Sorry to
me,
ruin your
Chris.
childhood.
The other-
give us
Don't
give
put
us
it on me.
give us the next poll, Sam.
I just want to throw in
Alright,
that
so-
Toby Hopper is one of my favorites too. Texas Chainsaw
There you
Massacre,
go.
Ooh.
incredible guy. Also, very inexperienced person that made one of the most iconic movies.
Yes, he did. Texas Chainsaw Massacre is dope.